Disclaimer, this analysis generalizes AGZ's actions based on my observation of his patterns over the years. This represents a small sample size of the larger picture.
If you've ever been on Roblox, chances are you've seen this guy while searching for new games or upcoming games to play. I'm gonna break down why Revolver AGZ, his content, in my opinion, is the definition of the bottom of the barrel, or at least very close for the Roblox platform. And I call his approach the AGZ method, and its cycle of content curation that systematically fails the audience and reveals a troubling lack of originality. What is the AGZ method? It's a three-part process that defines their entire content. A. Aggressive hype. Before a game launches, they go all in, uncritical, over-the-top promotion. G. Group tank echo. Once the game is out, they wait for the community's general settlement to solidify, and then they release their review, in quotes, which is almost a direct copy of the prevailing opinion. This isn't just a him problem, but a quite common one in this scene. Z. Zero follow-through. Immediately after the game's hype window closes, they drop the game entirely, moving straight to the next aggressive hype cycle. I don't need to guess about their method. I can see it laid out in a single transcript. This is his newest video at the time of writing the script. This pre-release video, which he calls a before you buy pocket anime, is not a review. It's a promotional manifesto that perfectly illustrates the aggressive hype phase of the AGZ method. The cycle of misleading hype. This content is a prime example of why their pre-release coverage they often do, and most of the channel is built on, feels manipulative and transactional. The promotional push. He openly encourages viewers to spend money, making an argument that sounds like it was written by the developers. If you have the spare 25, you may as well invest into pocket anime.
But if you have to spare 25, you may as well invest it into pocket anime. And the only reason I say this is because this is probably one of the only games on the platform that genuine passion and effort has been put into the game's development. I mean, you can say the same for a lot of Roblox games, but this one in particular, I've been following along with for years now. So I know the hard work that the developers have actually put into it. Now, for Pocket Anime Phase 2, there's going to be a lot of...
This is a content creator, not a financial advisor, telling his audience to blindly spend money on an unfinished product at that is ridiculous. And the payoff hint, he states he and a bunch of other content creators will be doing giveaways for early access.
When Pocket Anime Phase 2 testing actually begins, I myself and a bunch of other content creators will be doing giveaways for early access, so you'll be able to play Pocket Anime.
This isn't generosity, it's a clear indication that these creators were given keys and access, tying their continued engagement to the successful promotion of this game. And then the abandonment directive, aka the zero follow-through. His interest is in the initial promotional boom, not the longevity of a game, or the investment of its audience, or his audience for Zach. The selling of scarcity, not substance. The videos doesn't just hype up the game, it actively manufactures FOMO, or fear of missing out, to drive engagement, proven by his bottom of the barrel reliance on basic psychological tricks over critical analysis. The main selling point isn't fun gameplay, it's exclusivity. These exclusive Halloween animons,
Halloween variants of Animons, and during the Halloween event there's going to be exclusive, and I'm going to repeat this, exclusive Animons available that are only going to appear for the Halloween event. So guys, please make sure you get in Pocket Anime, because those exclusive Halloween Animons are never coming back again. And I love the fact that they're doing this because it's creating scarcity or rarity and rarity. So when the Pocket Anime finally releases to the public, only the people who participated in Pocket Anime Phase 2 testing are going to have Halloween variant Animons.
Rarity and rarity. So when Pocket Anime finally releases to the public, only the people who participated in the Pocket Anime Phase 2 testing are gonna have the Halloween variants of the Animons. And it's gonna make trading crazy. This is basically selling scarcity to his audience, not providing valuable information on the product itself. This script is a non-stop, breathless list of every single feature the developers have announced: fishing, sub areas, double the animons, token shops, weather systems, trainer cards, the King's Tournament. There is no critique, there's no skepticism, and no attempt to contextualize if these features are actually good. He simply says, a whole bunch of new features are genuinely amazing, in short, and I can't wait. This is pure aggressive hype masquerading as an actual independent review. Why the AGZ method is bad and a failure of substance. Beyond the obviously transactional nature of his content, most of his content relies on cheap, distracting visual and verbal filler. The pocket anime bits, every video is packed with these little, dramatic anime clips or trailers from whatever he's covering. It's kind of just a low effort way to stimulate emotion without actually, trying or editing. It's a clear example of prioritizing flash over substance. And then there's just, the script is riddled with boilerplate content and overused phrases. Like he's constantly praising developer, despite admitting a lot of people started to waver. People even started calling Pocket Anime Pocket Scam. He dismisses these valid and audience concerns with a single uncritical line. There was any doubt on the Pocket Anime developers before, it's 1,000,000% gone now. This shows he's far more interested in praising developers than validating the concerns of his own community, aka the groupthink echo. But instead of the community, he's echoing the developer's PR. Post-script validation. As I was editing this script, a follow-up video came out from the creator with a thumbnail with the word scam, and it validated my points even more perfectly than I could imagine myself. The video proved the AGZ method is not a one-off, but a predictable defensive cycle. The new video forced the creator to defend the controversial $25 price tag, which proved the financial angle was a legitimate concern and not just speculation from his community. He confirmed his deep involvement in the sales process, not just as a player, but as a promoter.
You guys are 50-50 about Pocket Anime. And what I mean by 50-50 is you have to side with the people that have genuinely enjoyed the first week of phase testing, whether they ended up paying or they got in through the various giveaways. I know I've done a whole bunch of giveaways. I'm pretty sure I've given away at least 20 to 30 slots over this past week. And in today's stream, I'm going to be giving away more. So, I mean, there's that. And then the other half of the community just don't like the game because they feel like they don't want to.
Wait, what did he say?
Community just don't like the game because they feel like they don't want to.
This is genuinely the funniest thing I've ever heard in a game review argument. They don't like the game because they don't want to. This claim implies the players don't want to play the game or spend the money because they woke up and decided to be moody, ignoring the fact the fun to cost ratio was too low for most people, and explaining why, he could try. This is such a mind thing. I don't even know how to explain this. I'm just gonna move on.
Or feel like it's not worth paying for phase test 2. And honestly, as I've been saying since the beginning of time, if you don't have the money, do not pay for phase test 2. Nobody is forcing you to buy the game. But if you have to spare 25, you may as well invest it into Pocket Anime.
And when viewers criticized the $25 price, he dismissed them. If you don't have the money, do not pay for the phase 2 test. Nobody is forcing you to buy the game. This is a non-answer. It avoids the core issue. Why is he aggressively pushing a costly test product and then tells his audience to stop complaining if they can't afford it?
I do know a fellow community member, Mythic, aka Mystic, has 5 shiny Animon and has no shiny catcher or shiny hunter game pass. So honestly,
the creator's response to criticism proves he's incapable of independent critique and is only interested in defending the established narrative, which in this case is developer PR. He attacks his own community for showing valid concerns, claiming that players who don't like the game must be slow or have a most weird imagination in the world because they expected GTA 6.
Now, for some reason, I don't know if the Roblox anime community is just slow or you guys just have the most weird imagination in the world and thought Pocket Anime was going to be GTA 6. No, Pocket Anime is literally just meant to be an anime version of Poke. The game does exactly what it's meant to do and actually does it better than all the creature capture games on the Roblox platform.
This is an immediate and dismissive deflection of the real issues, a classic defense mechanism when the content creator has no substance to counter the argument. And then, don't get me started on the Fox review at the end. He concludes and follows up with an absurdly high score for an unfinished game, an 8.5 out of 10. Despite admitting the game still suffers from major unaddressed flaws such as capture rates that are disgusting and a persistent capturing bug. And in a game like a creature capture, that's ridiculous and unacceptable.
Only give Pocket Anime, from what I've played so far, the Face Test 2 first week at 8.5 out of 10. There are some things that dragged it down. For some reason, 6 legendary capsules, 4 super capsules, and 11 normal capsules weren't enough to catch a crocodile. What the fuck? That honestly dragged the points down to 2 points.
This gaping contradiction between his harsh critique of core gameplay mechanics and his overwhelmingly positive score proves his rating is not objective. It's an echo designed to praise developers and keep the hype train rolling. Conclusion: he's a content creator that hypes everything up and not a very good critic. The second video didn't just counter my argument, it proved the final piece of evidence I needed to confirm the entire manipulative AGZ method cycle, which is 100% real. The AGZ method is the reason why his content is the bottom of the barrel, and there are some low lows in the Roblox community. It's a low effort path to clicks that avoids the hard work of genuine critique or unique insight, or really anything hard involving editing or thinking of ideas. Instead, relying on developers and recycled opinions and distracting editing tricks, and often uncritical, often manipulative and hype. He is not a critic, he is a hype machine, a follower, and a compiler of community opinions and superficial video clips. And that, to me, is the worst kind of content on the internet.
It's Chase Sazo, mother trucker. It's Chase Sazo, snitch. Let's get some Robux tonight.